the Vora report on the criminalization of politics in India, which paved a way to the right to information movement. We have the RTI, which is to a large extent thanks to him. I have been reading and his tweets and his articles. One of his articles that was lately printed in the print said India can be Atmanirbhar if technology is its new religion. And obviously, he's someone who is very opinionated. And I have a personal regard for him as a family friend. So pranam from that role also. Thank you so much, Dinesh ji, for being here. And I also respect him a lot because despite his inclinations in the political field in different parties that he has been with, right now he's with the Trinamool Congress and has been there for quite some years. He's always stood his guns and spoken for the nation and the interest of the nation. So I really have great regards for him. Thank you so much, Dinesh ji, for being here. The proceedings will be that it is going to be over to the moderator. That's going to be Mr. Aditya Chaudhary. He is our dean of the group and also member of the board. And before that, I must let you know that I have here with us our director, Mrs. Bharti Madhok. Ma'am, Dinesh ji is also a family friend. I'd love if you can just say a namaskar to him and welcome him with a namaskar. And over to you now, Aditya sir.
Thank you, Dinesh ji, and a very warm welcome. Very warm welcome.
Yes. Aditya sir, over to you.
Good morning and Jai Hind everyone, and a namaskar to Dinesh ji. It's such a privilege to listen to you, leave alone having the chance of asking you a few questions. Have followed your profile all along, and especially when I'm told that you are coming. Sir, just would like to inform you that in this group, this is a very heterogeneous group in the sense we have school directors, we have school principals, we have academic heads, we have teachers, and then we have future nation builders and future leaders in the form of our school head boys and head girls and probable head boys and head girls. So that's the kind of a group. And to begin with, sir, I'm really tempted to ask you this question. Because there are kids here, there are parents also over here. Ma'am, read out your profile, and your profile is so distinctly different. Having complete grip over management with the logistics concern, coming back to India, setting up a concern, then giving it up, moving into politics. So I want to ask you, is risk taking a very overrated expression, especially amongst the older generation in our country? Because youngsters still love to take risks, but Indian parents, Indian society as a whole want children to be settled. And when I say settled, it is it's a substantiate salary, a cushy job, and the security that comes within it. Your path is completely charted differently. You did something and then you left it and then moved on. So I want you to request you to talk a little bit about this risk-taking ability, especially amongst youngsters.
पहले तो सबको जय हिंद और नमस्कार, और आपकी ये वाराणसी की पवित्र भूमि को कोटि कोटि प्रणाम। और बहुत गुरुजन हैं जो मुझे बताया गया कि टीचर्स, तो गुरु महिमा, अपार महिमा, गुरु महिमा। देखिए, and I'm going to mix English and Hindi both if you don't mind. तो मुझे एक तो सबसे पहले आपकी ये जो इंस्टीट्यूशन है उसने बुलाया, सो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और आप जो संबोधित करते हैं, हम जब सुन रहे थे बीच में, वीडियो चालू हुआ ऑफिशियली और फॉर्मली उसके पहले, कि आप जय हिंद से संबोधित करते हैं, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, क्योंकि हम भी ज्यादातर लोगों को जय हिंद करते हैं, और ये हमारा सोल्जर्स, जवान, ये जय हिंद बहुत ही अच्छा लगा। और उससे क्या है कि एक नई ऊर्जा मिलती। तो गुरु की बात कहें पहले तो भाई, हमारा शास्त्र इतना मजबूत है, और मूल मुद्दे में जब जाते हैं तब गुरु को और हमारे जो माँ बाप है उसको सबसे ऊंचा दर्जा दिया जाता है। गुरु गोविंद दाऊ खड़े काके लागू पाए, बहुत फेमस है वो, तो हमको आपको समझाने की जरूरत है नहीं। तो ये सिर्फ हमारा कल्चर ही हमको समझा सकता है, क्योंकि हिंदुस्तान एक ज्ञान का भंडार है कि माँ बाप है, गुरु है, उसके बाद भगवान है। तो आप when you talk about risk, ये एक गुरु क्या करता है? गुरु एक कैरेक्टर बिल्डअप करता है। तो हम जब when you go to an institution, when you go to a college or when you go to a university, it really builds up character. और मैं समझता हूँ कि आपका कैरेक्टर यदि स्ट्रॉन्ग है, स्ट्रॉन्ग का ये मतलब है कि आप बेसिक मुद्दा समझते हैं कि भी ये जिंदगी क्या है. You know, what is certain is death and what is permanent is change. And we have to live between these two. So when you know that the most precious thing is time, and when your objective and fundamentals are very clear, then there is no question of a risk. So it's like a lifeguard, let's say, just for an example which comes to my mind. He is there to make sure that he's available when somebody is drowning and all. And if you ask him that, aren't you afraid of water? I think those two things don't go around. But my basic objective always has been, which I'm sure most of us have, to really do something for the nation. First your own parents, then the society, then the nation. So all put together. And ultimately, there is some forces which work. So once your direction is absolutely clear, when the fundamentals are strong, and when you know what you want to do, I think the risk factor doesn't come into being. One of the things is I'm a trained pilot. I really started as a pilot. And you know, when you're flying, you have something called a calculated risk. And when you're born, the risk is all around you. But you need to be calculative about what you want to do, how you want to do. And I personally don't think there's any kind of risk, because politics is not a business, or politics is not even an occupation. Politics is not a profession either. Politics is something, you know, I would really compare it that if you want to take sannyas, and you want to take sannyas for knowledge. So if you want to get into politics to serve the people, the higher absolutely ideal, then I think it's just there. I mean, you just go in there. So when somebody is going to do PhD, he doesn't think, oh, what are the job prospects? I mean, these days, of course, people think. But if you're going to do PhD for the sake of knowledge, then this aspect of whether I'm going to get a job or if I'm not going to get a job, or if you love to play guitar, or if you love Shastriya Sangeet or whichever, or play drums, then you don't think that, you know, whether I'm going to get a job. That's your ideal, that's your passion, and that's the way you want to be. So to answer your question, I never thought in terms of risk.
Right. So you mentioned that politics is basically a higher calling. But then again, we are talking today on this platform about why students, when we ask students, even in the junior classes, mostly they will get up and say they want to become teachers. By the time we move into the senior classes, the professions change. It's mostly engineers or CEOs of tech companies and stuff like that. No one talks, even at that age, of becoming a politician by choice. And what we have seen over the years, sir, is ultimately someone comes into politics either because of his lineage. There is someone in his family who has possibly groomed him or her to take his or her position. Or also at times we see you come into politics because there is always this sense of power with you. Why can't we look into politics as a profession, as a formal profession, sir?
No, it's like, you know, I'm sure a lot of people would find it difficult to digest what I'm going to tell you. But, you know, today when something negative you want to talk about, then you say, oh, don't bring politics into it. And when you say, अरे यार वो तो पॉलिटिशियन है, सब ऐसे ही होते हैं, तो भाई ये संस्था में तो बहुत पॉलिटिक्स हो रहा है, तो पहले तो the word politics has to be really, I'm not saying change. Politics जैसे होता है, मेरे पास यहाँ क्या है, अर्थशास्त्र की किताब है, राजनीति और पॉलिटिक्स दोनों में बहुत अंतर है। अब राजनीति क्या है, जब ये कौटिल्य ने अर्थशास्त्र, चाणक्य, उस समय राजा महाराजा हुआ करते थे, तो राजा की नीति क्या होनी चाहिए कि राजा को प्रजा के साथ किस प्रकार से व्यवहार करना चाहिए, इवन टैक्स कि कितना टैक्स देना चाहिए और किस प्रकार से राजा को हम्बल रहना चाहिए, प्रजा जैसे जीती है उनके हालात को राजा को महसूस करना चाहिए। सिर्फ जानना चाहिए, only to know is not enough, you have to feel. When you see the brutality all over the world by forces, especially the current thing is the police brutality all over the world, not only one section of the then you realize, so you cannot have democracy without sensitivity. तो पहले तो हमें ये समझना चाहिए कि ये राजनीति है क्या। तो आइडियल तभी आता है कि आपको क्यों, यदि आपको, if you think it's a profession, then in profession the morals, the morality, I think the morality has to be highest in spirituality and in politics. That's why I said a lot of people will not digest what I'm trying to tell you, because if you see a person driven with lot of passion कि हमें क्या करना, तो या तो वो चला जाता है संन्यास की ओर, यदि जिज्ञासा है तो, या चला जाता है for social work, doesn't have to be politics. If you can join any sanstha like yours, if you say that I want to be a teacher because the salary is good, then you can never be a good teacher. If you say I want to be a teacher, कि हमारे पास जो ज्ञान है उस ज्ञान को हमको, ज्ञान का भंडार सबको देना है, then you are a scientist. तो आपका नजरिया बहुत अलग होता है. That's why we have this guru शिष्य परंपरा. तो अब अनफॉर्चुनेटली शिष्य भी ऐसे हैं और गुरु को भी थोड़ा मतलब हायर आइडियल में जाना चाहिए. तो प्रोफेशन इसीलिए नहीं हो सकता कि पॉलिटिकल public policy is a profession, but politics, if you have politics as profession, तो profession में क्या है मुद्दा कि आपके पास whatever you have, you want to be better in that. So in today's politics, and I'm not going to talk about a particular party, because at the moment what we are talking is a lot of things which is much above politics as per se. If it is a profession, then every day कि भाई आज हम इस पार्टी में हैं, कल हमको कोई और कुछ लोग दे देता है तो हम वहां चले जाते. You can change the party. There is no harm in it, provided the ideals for which a particular party stood has changed or something big has happened. I don't think so. It's a good reason to change a political party just to become an MP, MLA or a minister or the money. तो जब profession लेते हैं ना, तब कहीं ना कहीं आपका आइडियल, आपका गोल, आपका ऑब्जेक्टिव और आपके फंडामेंटल्स अलग हो जाते हैं. मगर I have no problems at all. You could have introduction, like I think Mr. Session had started, that what should you be doing, and I think you cannot have a better teacher than Chanakya. That I would any day say and encourage that you must have. But basically what you are doing, you are building values. आज पॉलिटिक्स इतनी खराब क्यों होगी? क्योंकि आपके जो बुनियादी मुद्दे, the basic ideals or basic values of a human being. So you, by all means, you must have a training program. By all means, I think it's a great idea. I certainly would encourage to have most of the universities, because it's a even at the school level. That in school level you have civic, the administration part of it, and not the ruling part of it. So it may be a very good idea to have a ruling part of it, that what are your qualities? And a lot of people say a politician before it becomes MP should be a graduate, should be this, should be that. I'm not very sure, because then there is no level playing field. आपके यदि एक किसान के पास स्कूल नहीं है, कॉलेज नहीं है, कबीर को देखिए, तुलसीदास को देखिए, संत तुकाराम को देखिए, not that they had college degrees and all, but they had the knowledge and the sensitivity of the society. So दोनों चीज हमें करनी, हमें ground level पर we have to have good schools, good education, and education is not necessarily only about degrees and jobs. Education is building character. तो सबसे पहले शिक्षा तो जब बच्चा गर्भ में होता है तभी बुनियादी शिक्षा चालू होती है. अभी साइंस अभी बता है, जब अभिमन्यु की बात आती है तो पहले पता नहीं चलता, but now science is telling that the moment a woman is conceived, the shiksha starts there, and it's very scientific. I'm not going to go into a thing which you can't scientifically prove. So the basic character building starts at home and in the school. So like your institution, when you greet somebody like Jai Hind, that start that yours is a bigger, higher morale. So yes, you can have profession, but the ideal should be a different. It should be much higher rather than just a profession where you earn a salary.
Right. So primarily, what is my takeaway from what you said just now, sir, is you don't groom a politician, you groom a holistic person who is steeped in ethics and values and probably is able to recognize his higher calling when the time comes, irrespective of what he specializes in.
You have summed it up much better than I talked for 10 minutes. That's what teachers are all about.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So, an integral part of politics or being in the public domain is taking decisions. Nowadays, as teachers, when we see students around, especially the ones who have moved into the adolescent stage, their decisions are a lot colored in either peer pressure or societal norms. Right? If they're unable to voice their opinion, then obviously they give up to the decisions of the parents and leave a very unhappy life thereafter. Or there are people who have the strength to go out of that. So what, according to you, should teachers in the classroom do beyond the academics to help children take informed decision, introspecting a lot about what they are good at and what they would love to do in life, rather than succumbing to peer pressure?
See, today we are living in a very informed world. I don't think so we have ever had a better time. I'm not talking about this last 2 months. We are going to overcome that COVID as well. But if you look at this particular era, I don't think so you could have asked for anything more. Everybody is connected. Today, if a doctor prescribes me a medicine, the first thing I do is go to Google and find out from Rishi Google कि भैया ये दवाई में क्या साइड इफेक्ट है, लेनी चाहिए नहीं लेनी चाहिए. तो गूगल हमें बताता है कि भैया आप ये दवाई लेते हो तो इसके साथ ये मत लो. वो डॉक्टर नहीं बताता, because the doctor doesn't know what I'm taking. So today the world is so informed, and I can tell you, as far as the teachers are concerned, it's like a seed. And the job of the teacher is perhaps to make sure that the seed generates into a beautiful plant, and then the plant becomes a tree, and the tree grows fruit. And they just, their job is to enable their quality. कि भाई इसको पता है कि भाई ये हमारा जो बच्चा है वो मैथमेटिक्स में बहुत अच्छा है. So you have to groom him in such a way that he gets the best. अब what we end up doing कि भाई वो हिंदी में बहुत कमजोर है तो उसको सब कोर्सेज हिंदी में ही दो. अब जहां अच्छा है you're not strengthening that. So I personally feel the job of the teacher is to find the best quality in the student and encourage him. And if the student is weak in certain area, then build up his confidence and never undermine any student. That is a stupid question. Don't ask. And you know, when I was in America, the best thing I saw the relation between the teacher and the taught. They were friends, you know, respect is there, but they were friends. And you could depend on your teachers. So I think one of the big job of a teacher is to give confidence in the students. And once you give confidence, the student will long for you. They would want, "Bhai, where is Professor Chaudhary? Where is he? I don't see him. I want to be with him." So you long for that teacher. And I tell you, we have the best teachers in the world. Why do I say that? You go to MIT, you go to Stanford, you go to Princeton, you go to Harvard, you go to Cambridge, you go to Oxford, you go to any university in the world. The best of the teachers are from where? Maybe from Varanasi, I don't know. But they are from India. The best of the doctors are from India. Engineers, scientists. You know, I must tell you, I'm passionate about space. So other day I was seeing the docking of this Dragon. SpaceX ने बनाया है ना, तो उसका live आ रहा. And what science, where we have reached. And there was a Shiva, an Indian guy. And if you take the Satyam Shivam Sundaram, HCL, Google, these are all our Indian guys are everywhere on the top. So teachers are absolutely, but the institutions must learn how to respect the teacher. What has happened in the society is the respect for the teacher which they deserve is somewhere lacking. Even an institution. If I am running a college, if I am running an institution, my teachers are my foundation. Is not what I pay them, and is not what. And teachers only look for one thing, is their freedom with the student and respect. I don't think so they look for anything other than that. So this society needs to perhaps inculcate that. Unfortunately, the two areas which I have just mentioned, one is Rajniti, politics, other is spirituality. Both have become commercial. So today, that guru in that uniform, and I have nothing against any color. Earlier, if somebody came in that color, we would automatically go and bow. अभी पता नहीं चलता है कि कौन कहाँ है. Teacher होते हैं. I know my son. On Teachers' Day, Guru Purnima, he used to go and recite Guru Vishnu, Guru Brahma. And that is what we get it from our parents and our actually real spiritual guru who's got knowledge, who's not there because of the glamour of being a guru. So if you get the glamour out of politics, so today, neither that spiritual guru nor a politician, unfortunately, nor the teacher has the kind of respect because they feel that everything can be bought. Sorry, it's a rather wrongish answer.
So absolutely. So because you happen to mention, I'm tempted to ask that in India, again, politics, SPA, you have been in politics and you have been in public domain for so long. So in India, when do we see time when the prime minister of a country, if he or she goes to a restaurant or and the restaurant is full, the prime minister has to wait outside? Because in India, it comes across in the media, in news channels, that might is right and the might lies with the politicians. And obviously that delineates them from the people. Then you all see is the darker side of politics, the powerful side of politics.
It will only happen when people, general people, I consider at the moment a citizen of India, you and I select a politician the way we select a girl or a boy for our children. We go through all the data, ki kya tha, kya nahi tha, kya. But today when we are going to cast our vote, we only look at one or two or the leader. You must understand that today there are 50% criminals, hardcore criminals. I'm not talking about something out of my hat. It's all there. How did they come? You know, I'm having this book. Can you read it? This is the debate which they had in the Constituent Assembly. On the 11th of December, I see a chapter where Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, when he says, this is 1946, and this is my Gita, this is my Bible. And he says, and if you see the people who started India, I mean, whether it was Ambedkar ji, Jawaharlal Nehru, Dr. Subhash Chandra Bose, Sarvapalli, Dr. Radhakrishnan, Rajendra Prasad, Kriplani, I mean, you could shut your eyes, sir, and put your hand on anybody there. He could be good enough to lead the country. Today, unfortunately, you keep your eye open, but still you will struggle to find that who is going to lead the country. I mean, we could be idealizing, we could be having, we could have a cult figure, whether it's wherever. But these were all people, and I very strongly recommend that most of your college students must read the Constituent Assembly debate. So I was telling on 11th of December 1946, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan says that, look here, we are giving a constitution to ourselves. But if we miss out on the ideals of India, if we miss out on the spirit of India, then this is going to be just any other document created by some lawyers. Please understand, behind this is the spirit of India. So theoretically, may say, "Arey, ye to isme ye likha hai, to hum yehi karenge." You have to go behind the spirit. The spirit is gone, is evaporated, and I get pain to see the way the governments are formed or how. And I'm not on any particular party. It has been happening. It's happening now also. You have to take all your MLAs to a hotel or a resort. And then there are raids. And it's what are we doing? Are we not ashamed to see these pictures? And then the people will say, "Arey, aapne bhi to kiya tha, unhone bhi to kiya tha." I think we must get out of it. Power for the sake of power is ugly. Is absolutely not required. So what? I mean, we all are in the same boat. We could be adversaries, but we are not enemies when it comes to different political parties. Our aim and objective has to be the same. When we talk about that we want to be self-reliance, first we have to be self-confident. आत्मविश्वास पहले होगा तो हम आत्मनिर्भर हो जाएंगे. And we can do it. Let me tell you, we can do it. We have everything. So that's what the thing is. That's why when I answer that, how come you do not have a prime minister like in New Zealand, goes to a restaurant and the restaurant is full. And then she walks out and somebody says, no, now there is room. That's the way it should be. So, I'm just giving an example. When I was the railway minister, I just said, let me take a Calcutta tube. Normal, I mean, you behave normally. When you go higher up, you have to behave even more humbly. That should be your temperament. If you do it to show off and you take your cameras with you, just to have photo op, that's not the way it is. It will happen. We have the characteristic in India. But for that, we collectively have to rise above political parties and as well-wisher of India. Look at our forces, our army, our navy, our air force, our paramilitary. They're one unit. They're solid. And doesn't matter. General is also sitting with a Jawan and having a cup of tea. So that spirit is there of Jai Hind, you know. So that day will come when we all decide enough is enough. We want a candidate who is good enough to look after us. Like we select a partner for our daughter or for our sons, you know.
Thank you so much, sir. I just hope that it is not a utopian dream and we live to see that day in India, actually.
You
So
know,
one last,
just to bar, your dream has to be very high. When you are have a pole vault jumper, your bar has to go up and up. If your dreams are low, what happens after you achieve them? When people wanted to go to the moon, they had a dream. Martin Luther says, I have a dream. So we have a Gandhiji said, I have a dream. You really hit the nail. That we have lost the dream. We have given up. We think it cannot happen. It can happen. And we must get out of individual bhaktis, whether it is a state leadership or it's a central leadership. Respect, yes. But you cannot have our Upanishad has taught us even to question God. Who God, why God, where God, who's God? Prove me there is God. This is it's fantastic. This is the only country which can have such a knowledge base. Our rishis were like PhD scholars like you. And our entire religion is science, where we can question not with arrogance, but just to understand. Vaishnav Vajan to tenere kahiye, which country can think of these kind of things? So it is a dream which we must fulfill.
thank you so much, sir. So one last question before I open it up to anyone who wants to ask a question. So being in a public eye, being a public figure, leave alone that we have different status of leadership even here present today. We have students. When we take a decision in all earnestness and we feel that at that point of time, that decision is for the betterment of the general public or the general mass or the institution. And unfortunately, we have to backtrack for whatever the reason may be. Children, youngsters, especially nowadays, if they're not allowed to go ahead with a decision, they seem to be sulking. Professionals at our age probably feel then it's not worth taking a decision if you're asked to go back. How do you come out of that period, sir, where you're in all right intentions, a decision taken or an objective started has to be taken back because probably it doesn't fit in the larger distance?
We are all human beings. And we are subject to making mistakes. As long as there is no ulterior motive in that decision making. To be human is always subject to making wrong decisions depending on your inputs. So that is why I don't think so you should be at all concerned. As long as you have all the data you want to make that decision. So if for example, if there is a lockdown, if I have all the data and finally I find that this is the right decision, after few days or few months, you may think that no, that was not the right decision. Doesn't matter. At that point in time, when you decided on certain facts and figures. And I think it's perfectly all right. It's only God, otherwise we'll become gods, you know. And fortunately, we are not. So your intention, a surgeon, you know, a surgeon has the knife and goes and, you know, makes his best because he's professional and he's efficient also. Proficiency is there and efficiency also has to be there. You may be a profession with degrees, but you can only be efficient with experience. So proficiency and efficiency go hand in hand. So with your professional inputs and your efficiency of experience, whatever decision you have taken for the good of the many, then you will sleep well. You will sleep very well because your objective is very clear. Your fundamentals are good.
Thank you so much, sir. So we'll throw it up for questions. I will request everyone to please raise your hands in the participation bar. We have a question from Mr. Sandeep Mukherjee. He is the Chief Operating Officer of the Sunbeam Group.
Jai Hind, sir. Hello.
Yeah, Sandeep, sir, go ahead.
Sir, Jai Hind. So I have a question. As you just now, some time ago, you were explaining that politics and Rajniti are actually to be understood in different perspectives. Meaning to say that Rajniti was something much, much better and much noble than what politics has come down to be believed to these days. Generally, we say that इसमें तो politics हो गया. Now, today's generation, the younger generation, the students of these days, they often grudge and they have lots of complaints against the country, against the nation, against the सरकार. हमारे देश में तो ऐसा ही होता है, यहाँ ऐसा ही चलता है. So when I face them, when I confront them as a teacher, I often find myself trying to convince them कि बेटा, in that case, be the change yourself, be the change maker, drop everything and try to be a politician, get into the parliament and be a change maker, because that is where the laws and the acts are being made. Now, obviously, the students don't get convinced because, again, as you say, that politics is not being taken in good faith. So my question is, what exactly should be the motivating factors for students, especially the younger generation who probably has the fire to bring in some change, but for some odd reason they refrain to be inside the parliament? So what should be the motivating factors for them, which can convince them that yes, they can be successful politicians. In fact, they can be the change makers for the country. Maybe some good they can do for the country.
It's a very good question, sir. And the best motivating factor is a role model. And when they see a Dhoni or a Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli these days, then they want to be like him if he is interested in sports and cricket. So problem is when you do not have much of those role models in front of you. You have a teacher, somebody said, this particular teacher, he teaches us so well and I want to be a teacher. So it's the role models, and that is why when Gandhiji started the movement, he was a role model. I mean, people just went, whether they were industrialists, the women, children. Shahid Bhagat Singh is a role model, that he gave the life for the country. And when you see a politician looting the country, and when you see a politician doing criminal stuff, obviously the image of the country is tarnished. And I would say the time has come कि आपका एक घराना है. Just an idea, when I'm talking, that idea came to my mind कि एक political party, एक जैसे शास्त्रीय संगीत में होता है पटियाला घराना होता है, बनारस घराना होता है, कि उस घराने में यदि कोई ऐसा शख्स होता है that he is doing criminal thing, तो पूरा घराना बदनाम होता है. आज politics में if party A, B, C, if there is somebody who's done criminality, then we must say कि आपकी घराने को ठीक करो आप. एक किसी को निकाल दिया, एक पुलिस आदमी बदतमीजी से यदि व्यवहार करता है तो पूरी फोर्स खराब होती है. So I think we may have ideal worship for an individual, but that doesn't mean that we have to idealize everything and say कि नहीं आप तो कोई बुरा काम कर ही नहीं सकते. So all in certain, we are not having role models. We need role models in politics and everyday life, as a matter of fact.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. So we have Animesh Srivastav wanting to ask a question.
Am I audible okay?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. It's a great pleasure to ask you a question. Am I audible?
Animesh, right?
Yes, Animesh,
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead, please.
Right.
Animesh is from Sir Sunbeam Annapurna. He is a student of class 8.
Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. Like, I won't be asking a question very much too into the politics, but as a student, I just want to ask you there. The future is in our hands. We are the future India. What would be our duty as a politician if we choose to be? Then what should be our duty, our morals, and what should be our proper qualifications to become a politician? And if we even become a politician, what should be the way of our working and serving the nation, and who according to you a perfect politician, I mean, what qualities should he have in person?
Animesh, all the very best to you. You are a very confident student, and I have no doubt about it that you will make a very good person in public life. So let us differentiate between two things. One is public life. In public life, you don't really have to become an MP or MLA or a minister. Public life you can do without getting into the mainstream politics. But your objective is same as a good human being does. A good human being always thinks about others, sensitivity, the society. So it will automatically come. I don't think so anybody needs to tell you what you should be doing. It is automatic when you're grooming, as we are talking about grooming. When your parents, when your teachers, and you are in such a great institution like Sunbeam, automatically you will get and you will know. I don't think so anybody need tell you what you should be doing. And if somebody tells you that you have to be honest, it's a given. You have to behave properly every time. You have to respect your gurus and elders. I don't think so anybody needs to tell you that. It's like breathing. Nobody teaches you how to breathe, you know. It's automatic. And human nature gives more pleasure if you give pleasure to others. So Animesh, you have a great future. You're a confident student. And I don't think so you need to worry. And just think what gives you the maximum pleasure and why you want to get into whatever you are getting into. What is your main objective? And I have no doubt that you'll do very well in life. All the very best to you, Animesh. It was a great question.
Right. Thank you, sir. Can I request Ms. Reena Vikram? Sir, Reena Vikram Singh, she heads one of our schools called Sunbeam Indiranagar. Reena, ma'am.
Thank you, Aditya sir. Jain sir. I would like to ask you that in today's scenario where people are exercising their fundamental right to speech, criticism comes very easily. So how do children and even we as adults maintain a balance between criticism and still keeps on doing our task? So motivation and criticism, how do we balance?
You know, it's as far as criticism is concerned, when it's a constructive criticism, it helps the person or the thing which you are criticizing. So it is to help, you know, so you should welcome criticism. I'll just give you an example. Since you have asked me this question, I'll give you a personal example. See, when I was the railway minister, I had two very senior persons. And I told this two persons that, listen, the whole world is going to tell me how good I am as a minister. They've never seen such a great railway minister and all those stuff, which the general norm in the society. But I told these two gentlemen, I said, your job is to observe me and critically observe me. And you have to tell me where I'm going wrong. Even if I'm misbehaving with somebody, some visitor, or even if I'm wearing a cloth which I shouldn't be, if I'm respecting people or not, you have to tell me every day where I'm going wrong. So when it's criticism is for your good, then I think you should welcome. But if criticism is only for the sake of criticism, like for example, in any democracy, there is a ruling party and there is opposition. Now, I think we both should learn, not necessarily the ruling party always does everything wrong. And not necessarily that opposition should always criticize the ruling party. When you're doing something good, you need to say, okay, yeah, this is good. And if you are doing something wrong, then you have to point out that, listen, we both have the same objective, or methodology may be different. So criticism should be welcome. And in terms of motivation, automatically it comes. Then the person also realizes that, okay, if this particular person or the institution is talking about public policy where we are going wrong, we ought to listen. I'll just give you, in America, the public policy doesn't come from White House. It comes from colleges and universities. And they are very critical about it. But that criticism is for the nation. So I think criticism should always be welcome. And I don't think so you should get hurt. If you're on the right path, you should take it in that spirit.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Right. Can I request Harsh, sir, Mr. Harsh Madok is the Executive Director of the Sunbeam Group. Harsh, sir, has a question.
Is Harsh there?
I think so. He's having some network issues. By the time Harsh comes, can I request Ishita Singh to please go ahead with her question? Ishita.
Good morning, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, Ishita, please go ahead.
You're audible, not visible. But doesn't matter. I can hear you, so go ahead, Ishita.
Yeah, Ishita, go ahead with your question, beta. Go ahead. I don't know whether some of them are having connectivity
I think
issues.
they're in the mute, perhaps.
Okay. By the time Ishita comes back, can I request Ishita Parveen from Sunbeam Bhagwanpur, again a student of class 12.
Her name is also Ishita?
Yeah, Ishita Parveen. Yeah.
Ishita.
Okay.
Can we move to the next? Yeah, okay.
Jai Hind, everybody. I think Ishita Praveen is on mute. I am Ishita from the Bhagwanpur branch itself. I'm a teacher. So, Jai Hind, I would like to have a question to you. So, being a teacher of political science, we usually get through the students, and the students have lots of comparative thoughts regarding politics. My question to you is to get your opinion, sir, regarding as a teacher, what do you think? How should we handle this politically charged classrooms?
No, handle it the way any question you would handle it. So I don't think so you should hide anything. And whatever fact you have, without coloring it with your ideology, you know, you may, let's say you may like a political party.
Ishita Praveen, please unmute yourself. Please mute yourself. Ishita Praveen. Yes.
Hello, am I audible?
Ishita, just wait, beta. Sir is giving the answer to one question. Yours will go next. Wait, mute yourself in the meanwhile. Please continue, sir.
Okay. So, you know, I may, you know, be leaning towards a political party. And that question may be critical to that party. I don't think so, Mike, that leaning towards a political party should color the factual things. And I don't think so there is any question you should run away from. And I think this is where you must encourage the young mind to ask any question as long as it is within the limit of decency. And the way you ask a question, it should be in a proper vocabulary. You cannot be abusive about anything. I may not like the policy, I want to criticize my opposition. That doesn't mean I have to be personal. That doesn't mean I have to really go down to language which you don't use in a civilized world. So there is no running away from question. Like as a politician, as somebody in public life, I think people have all the rights to ask any question they want to ask me, whether it's concerning my leader, it's concerning my personal life, anything. There is nothing which should be hidden. And if you're hiding something, then you must tell why you are hiding. So, Jai Hind, Ishita.
Right. Thank you. Can I
Thank you, sir.
request Apurva Dubey?
I think Ishita Parveen is all set. We couldn't catch her last time, so
Okay.
maybe we should give a chance to Ishita Parveen.
Yeah.
Hello, Jain sir.
Jai Hind.
Good morning and Jain sir. Thank you for this opportunity. So my question is that politics has a very important role in shaping a country, but in today's generation, somehow it is seen as a plaything and seems to be dominated with people see it as being dominated with certain factors like corruption. So keeping those views in mind, that today's generation somewhere thinks that it is a plaything and seems to be dominated with corruption. So what would you suggest the present generation to overcome this this thinking which exists in our society?
So there was an echo. So if I can request Mr. Moderator, if you can tell me what is the actual question?
Yeah. So what I understand, yeah. Ishita, would you like to just go ahead once again?
Because you're
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, sure. Yes, sir. Sir, my question is that politics has a very important role in shaping a country, but more often it is seen to be a plaything and dominated with certain factors like corruption. So what would you suggest the present generation regarding this thinking which sustains in our society?
I think you have hit the nail, Ishita. And this is what is corroding the country is corruption. And
yes, sir.
And it's not that it's getting any lesser. It's like if you are on a path where there is a lot of corruption, now slowly it is getting lesser. It is not getting lesser. And the brunt of that corruption is on a common man, the man on the street.
Yes, sir.
So this is where the young mind, in a democratic way, they don't have to throw stones, they don't have to get into any violence in a Gandhian way. They can always participate. And today, we have such a great opportunity with the media. Social media can also go wrong. There are a lot of fake stuffs and there are a lot of negativity there. But I think they should speak up. They should voice their thing, not forgetting their objective. For instance, you are a student. So at the moment, your first objective is to make sure that you clear your studies and stuff like that. So that should not interfere your present objective. You have to be very, very focused that, okay, at the moment, I'm doing this, but there's no harm in talking about it. But that doesn't mean that you should drift from your path.
Yes,
There comes a time where you be on the mainstream. But you are at the moment preparing yourself to go there. But while you're preparing, you can write an article, you can voice your thing, but you should never give up decency. Never. And you should not, if you are wrong, you can always go back and say that, oh, sorry, I think I was wrong in this. There is no harm in accepting something which was a mistake. There's no harm. But you are absolutely right that this is what is ailing the country and we have to get rid of it. So charity begins at home. So if you can't change the world, at least you be honest.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ishita, for the question. Can I request Harsh sir to put forth his question?
Sir, and thank you so much for being in our midst and enlightening us. I just had one question for you regarding, gun ownership in India. We rank 110th in gun ownership. And in fact, these rules of very strict gun control were from the time of the Britishers who wanted to treat the Indian citizenry as slaves. And for the longest time, those gun controls were very stringent and it's very hard to get gun licenses right now. So my question was, do you think that these gun control, acts which have made, for the safety of the citizenry itself, but sometimes they can be taken advantage of, and because of the citizenry not being able to defend themselves and made impotent. And maybe perhaps that is one thing why countries like America are much more, there's much more a much more democratic way of being, because new rules cannot be imposed upon the citizenry. They are certainly safe. So I was just wondering, what is your view on gun ownership in India? We are ranked 110th in the world.
Yeah, I think it's a very different kind of question, and I'm glad that you have asked this question. The answer could be longish, but I'll try to be very short. Why do you need a gun? Why, as a politician, when I became the Minister for Railways, suddenly I was surrounded by commandos. So I rang up the chief of the Railway Protection Force. I said, हमने एक दिन में ऐसा क्या कर दिया कि मुझे सुरक्षा चाहिए? What have I done wrong? Why do I need so many people to guard me? So I think we are a nation of Gandhi. And I don't think so we should fear. If you are okay and you need to change the society, gun by itself will never protect you. We have seen a lot of people in political life also. Look at our martyrs, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi or Rajiv Gandhi or so many other politicians. No security could really provide that kind of a security. As opposed to that, look at America. Children in the school, they're studying and suddenly some mad guy comes and zoom, 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 and they're dead. So the lobby of people who are into guns, they will make sure that the gun control is less and less and less. So if a society needs a gun in every house, then there is something terribly wrong with that society. I think we need to make sure कि ये भाईचारा कहते हैं, वसुधैव कुटुंबकम कहते हैं, तो उसमें मजा नहीं है कि आप बंदूक रखो. ये बंदूक आज एक स्टेटस सिंबल हो गया. So on a lighter note, but a factual thing, I had gone to a party. I think I don't want to name the city. But if I name the city, then they will think I'm prejudiced. So I saw a lot of people, a lot of cops with guns and all. So I asked that, क्या बात है? कोई बहुत politicians यहाँ आए हैं, कोई VIPs आए हैं? तो उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं, बहुत सारे leader जो जेल में है, parole में आए हैं, और उसके लिए कि भाग ना जाए, उसके लिए इतने सारे लोग खड़े हैं. So I think the basic structure of the society, if we have a dream of a Ram Rajya, then we need to understand that the institutions are there to protect. So now what has happened? Whether it is police, whether it is bureaucracy, unfortunately, it is politicized. So instead of protecting the people, they start protecting the political party in power wherever they are. They could be in a state, they could be in center, wherever. So it is totally politicized. And I think we have to depoliticize our institutions. All the institutions require to depoliticize. So you know that I have a police. If there is a problem, I'll go to the cop. Today you are scared to go to a police station. So I think ये जो बुनियादी ढांचा है, उसको बदलना है. उसको बहुत देर लगेगी. उसको it has taken 70 years to go down to this level. It may take another 30 years to perhaps go to the beginning. Otherwise, tell me, in almost 70 years, you may not like China, but the fact is, between China and Israel and India, we all started together. Look at where they are. I'm not talking about whether they are democracy or not democracy. At least in terms of their science, in terms of their talent, we need to also respect our talent. So I personally, at my personal level, am absolutely not in favor of citizens carrying guns to themselves or politicians having security around them. No, they should not have security, and nobody should carry a gun.
Thank you so much for your question, sir. Thank you so much for answering the question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So with your due permission, we have lots of hands raised up. Obviously, it's a very engrossing deliberation. With your due permission, I'll take 3 questions from 3 kids who raised their hands first, sir.
You are the moderator, you are the boss.
Right. I'll request Apurva Dubey. Apurva, if I'm not mistaken, from Sunbeam Sun City, a class 12 student.
Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind, Apurva.
Sir,
Audio check.
Some network issues.
want to know that as the same time help as well as in development.
Apurva, I think you'll better have to repeat the question because we lost you due to some network issues. Can you please repeat the question?
I want to know, sir, how can we as students play a role in self-governance and at the same time help in the development and the governance of the country?
Oh, that's a very interesting question, Apurva. Self-governance, the time will come. And you should start with your own setup there. I'm sure you must be having your own setup wherever you are studying. And how to improve that governance. You can always give your ideas. And that ideas should not be out of arrogance or out of any kind of negativity. And that self-governance starts there, that, you know, even your house, that how do I govern the house properly so that it's much cleaner, it's more systematic. So at the moment where you are, the basic, always I say that you are a student, the objective is to make sure that you excel in whatever you're doing now. Then comes a time when you will do better things in that line. So self-governance in that sense of the word, unless you meant something else which I have not understood.
Apurva, was your question clear? Was the answer clear to you? She's having some kind of a network. I presume that's what she asked. Sir. Next, I would like to ask Ananya Shankar from class 12, Sunbeam Lehertara. Ananya, please go ahead with your question.
Jai Hind, sir. Sir, my question to you is that we as students, what qualities or what attributes should we have so that we can become successful leaders and politicians in the future?
Ananya, you have such nice teachers, and I'm sure you're blessed at a place like Varanasi, the oldest culture perhaps of the world. So you have the basic location where you are. So I don't think so you are lacking in anything else. So you are on the right path, and just be yourself and never ever be afraid. You see, the basic thing is don't be scared. There is nothing called a silly question or a stupid question, nothing called that. Have the courage to clarify your mind, and also have the courage to say sorry if there's something which you did not do which was wrong. So I don't think so there is anything else which I can add to what you're already doing. And all the best, and Jai Hind, Ananya.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I think so. Very, very profound suggestions for all the students. Please do carry it back to your friends and do discuss about this platform today. But the last question is from Shashwat Tripathi, again a class 12 student, I think, from Sunbeam Sun City. Shashwat. Shashwat, you have to unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Then, sir, I would like to ask, sir, that kids today are being shepherded in a direction. So how
Shashwat, a little louder.
Okay, sir. So kids today are being shepherded in a direction. So how can they become effective decision makers if they are inclined towards following others? Means what can be done to preserve their individuality?
You keep your microphone so that I can hear you. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Shall I repeat it?
Yeah, please.
So kids today are being shepherded in a direction. So how can today they become effective decision makers if they're inclined towards following others? Means what can be done to preserve their individuality?
No, I think your question itself tells me, Shashwat, that you are an individual.
Yes.
And as long as your mind is clear, as long as your objective is clear, you can only get influenced by something which is positive. And the best thing is to read as much as you can. And especially if you follow a lot of great minds, whether it is Sri Aurobindo, Vivekanand, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Rabindranath Tagore, try to read as much, Swami Chinmayananda, as much as you can in your spare time without compromising on your basic studies. See, if you recall, I've been telling every student that don't compromise in quality time which you spend for what you're doing. And in your spare time, try to enhance your knowledge. And today we are so fortunate that we have got most of the knowledge at the click of the button. Many times that knowledge is fake also. So you have to understand what is right in that direction. If your mind is clear, if your fundamental values are clear, then things automatically happen. And your direction to where you are going. I'll give you an example that you want to be a cricketer. Your mind will always go and see again and again that how did Sachin Tendulkar face this kind of a ball from a particular bowler? And you automatically will go there. Keep away from peer pressures. In terms of, I'll give you another example that when I was becoming a pilot, they say, oh, you have to drink. If you can't drink, you can't become a pilot. I said, oh yeah. Then I went to America. I said, no, everybody drinks. And I don't think so. And I'm nothing against, but at the same time, I think it's not required. All those things have nothing to do with your basic character. Your mind is lost if the mind gets intoxicated in a different direction. So don't lose a sense of your direction and your objective function. And you have your gurus all over your institution. If any place, if you get confused, don't feel scared or hesitant to go and ask your teacher or your parents that, this is what has happened, what should I be doing? So, and your friends. And if you are your real friends, they will be there. So be very bold about things and clarity of thoughts.
Thank you, Shashwat. Thank you, sir, for the question.
Amrita,
ma'am.
No,
Yes,
I was just going to, I think Ishita, Ishan and Shaurya are students, okay?
Yes,
And three
yes.
of them have raised their hands. I'll request, sir, because children won't get this opportunity again so soon.
I have a lot of time, so carry on.
3 questions and then we call it.
Right. Ishita, Ishan, and Shaurya in that order, please. Be ready with your question. Ishita.
So good morning, sir. Again, there was a technical glitch earlier. So
Your mic has to be very closer.
Ishita, be louder.
am I audible now?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
better.
are. You are.
Okay. So, sir, when we talk about other professions, be it engineering, medical, or even an archaeologist, there is a certain path one can pursue. But when it comes to becoming a politician, there is no how to go about it. So, sir, do you think you can possibly suggest a roadmap as to how a student can think of a good political career?
Ishita, like if you want to do a social work, for example, if there is some kind of a need for, let's say, hungry, or at some place some water is required. Now, you should know how to get the food for the poor, or you should know how to get the irrigation part of it. And you don't need any special training to become a politician per se. One big training of a politician should be your concern for the society. Once if you have a concern, let's say, I'll give you an example. I love pets. You have a small little pet at home. If the pet is not feeling good, automatically you will know what to go, which is the vet, what she has eaten, because your sensitivity and concern. So here we are talking about pets. Other thing is human beings and entire humanity. So automatically you will know what to do and how to do it. So there are no specific training program for the politician, because politician also should be doing same thing as anybody else contributing to the society. The only training, if you ask me, for a lawmaker in a parliament or in a legislative assembly, they should know that whatever law you are making, how it's going to affect the poorest of the poor, which Gandhiji always mentioned. So sensitivity and your feel for the people will automatically give you the values and you will learn. That is why I said that there is nothing specific. Specific thing is to bring the character out of you, which the schools and the colleges and the parents will teach you. By example. There is nothing by theory. By example. So why all these leaders, whether Swami Vivekananda and so many others? Because we look at the characters. And that is what is very important in terms of role models.
Right. Thank you, sir. Ishan Mukherjee. Ishan is from Sunbeam School, Bhagwanpur. Ishan, please go ahead. And Shaurya, please be ready for the last question.
Thank you, sir. Jain, sir. Sir, my question is largely along these lines. You said that a politician needs to imbibe certain qualities in himself or herself. I'm curious, what distinguishes an aspiring politician from an aspiring bureaucrat, especially in these colored times of religious extremism that are prevailing in current political landscape of India?
I think it's a very good question, Shaurya. Bureaucrats, they must know
this
how.
This was Ishan, sir.
Ishan, okay. Yeah. Ishan, sorry about it. Ishan, bureaucrats are supposed to implement a policy which is set by the political class. For instance, Parliament will pilot a bill and it'll become an act once it gets passed. It's the bureaucracy which knows how to implement it. So, like politician will say that we want to build a rail network or a road network, or we need to go to a space program. It's the job of the bureaucracy to implement. But while you are piloting that particular bill on which becomes an act, it's the bureaucracy which will tell you whether it's doable or not. But the basic objective of a bureaucracy and a politician should be the same, is the interest of the country. In other words, if a minister is going somewhere wrong, it is the job of the bureaucrat to tell the minister that, sir, this is not right for the country. It is not the right way of doing it. He should not only be yes minister. That is not the job of a bureaucrat. The bureaucrat and the politicians have to work as a solid team. So if you want to frame the policy, then you become a politician and become a member of parliament and be in public life, help frame the policy. If you want to implement that policy, then you have to be a bureaucrat. But the objective is the same.
Indeed, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ishan. Thank you, sir, for the question. And for the last question, Shaurya Pandey. Shaurya is from Class 12 Humanities from Sunbeam Lehendra.
Jain, sir. Am I audible?
Jain, sorry.
Yes,
yeah.
Shaurya.
So, sir.
How do you guys get such good names? All your names are so good.
Parents.
Shaurya and Ananya and Sasu and Apurva.
Yes, sir. So my question is on behalf
of... You are a cricket fan, I can see.
Yeah. So, sir, my question is on behalf of all the future concerned voters, and I think that nobody better than you can answer it. It's about the choices that the Indian voters have started making about choosing their representatives, like choosing celebrities, or I by no means say that actors or celebs cannot be good representatives. But for people who have never left perhaps the comfort of their life and not know how many people are sleeping hungry in their constituencies and choosing them over, say, local politicians who have been involved in politics for a long period of time. So, sir, I would like to know your stand about the mindset of the voters of the country and like what is your take on it, or where do you stand on this question?
So that is where I think where it comes, where individual bhakti, if I may put that, if you like a cricketer or a film star, then they are very good on the fields of cricket. They could be very good politician also, no doubt about it. They could be. It's not that just because he or she is in cricket or in the movies, they cannot make a good politician. They can, no doubt about it. But just because they are celebrity, just because they are good looking or they are very good with their bat or a ball or their hockey stick, that really doesn't mean that you have to choose them. But if they are lesser of an evil, then maybe that could be one of the reasons. But I'm with you that it's not a basic qualification that you are a celebrity. If celebrity is doing some good work, and which many of the celebrities are doing it, then it's good enough. But not just because they are what they are.
Thank you so much, sir. Amrita ma'am,
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Aditya sir, for doing a great job with the moderation. Thank you so much, Dineshji. Before I request the others to give the formal thank you to you, I just want to just mention my superb takeaways for today. You had a great deliberation, and on purpose, we wanted our children to listen to you because they have such skewed ideas sometimes about politicians. I guess politicians are also to be blamed for that. But I think there are many in public life who are doing a great job. One of them is you. So I think my takeaway is we need to change the connotation of politics completely. And it is morality and politics, and not for morality versus politics. Politics is like a sannyas, taking sannyas. I just loved it. And of course, the takeaway as an educator is it's all about good character building in the classrooms. And of course, I think one of the latest, which you connected with what's going on today, we've been talking about being Atmanirbhar, but you say if there is Atmavishwas, there will be Atmanirbharta also. Thank you so much for that. Pratima ma'am, would you like to give some last words, please? Pratima, by the way, I should have informed, is the assistant director of the Sunbeam Group. Pratima ma'am, if you're around.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes.
Jain sir,
Jain.
It's an absolute honor and a privilege to hear you. I would want to just hang on to three things. One is we have to rise above political parties and become a well-wisher of the nation. What a sterling statement. Your dream has to be very high, and the one which I hold closest to my heart, do not fear questions. Question not with arrogance, but to understand. I think we all have witnessed what is an ideal politician just by interacting with you. And यही कहना चाहूंगी कि आपसे बात करने के बाद और आपकी बातें सुनने के बाद मेरे सारे विद्यार्थियों को ये बात बहुत हद तक क्लियर हो गई होगी that they have been asking you what are the qualities of a politician. Well, students, we have just witnessed what all you have to have in you to become a good politician. Thank you so much for enriching our world with your wonderful sensibilities. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
So before I request Bharti ma'am to give her closing note, I have a private note by a principal, and I was actually thinking I shouldn't say no to her because she takes care of our baby school. So I'm sure we've got one of the youngest child today asking this question, and I really can't say no. So Reena ma'am, yes, we can allow Sakshi. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's Sakshi. She can ask the last question before we go to Bharti ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this opportunity. A very, very good morning.
I think there's a slight network issue.
साक्षी का आप क्वेश्चन पूछ लीजिए और आप बता दीजिए. So ask Sakshi.
I want to ask.
Okay.
Ma'am, can I?
Yes, yes. Speak a little quick. Yeah.
नहीं तो आप फोन में उसका क्वेश्चन पूछ लीजिए और हमें पूछिए.
Sir, as we all know, so
Sakshi,
as
can
we all
you-
know that the youth have a power.
Sakshi, I have an
Yes,
idea.
ma'am.
Just wait, beta. You just immediately put your question in the chat box. You send it
Okay,
to
ma'am.
everyone. We'll read it while I will request Bharti ma'am to give her closing notes, please.
Good
So
idea.
just type
Oh,
it out.
ma'am, thank you so much.
Yes, yes, yes. Bharti ma'am, over to you, please, ma'am.
Thank you, Amrita ma'am. Dinesh ji, thank you so much from the core of my heart. Thank you so much for coming over. And my takeaways also, is like, because all of us are small leaders in our own like small schools. So the takeaway was like positive criticism. We should be eager, we should be happy. And what you're leading by example. You ask your officers to tell you where you're making mistakes or how you can better yourself. Thank you so much. It's such a big lesson. And on this public platform, I'll request everyone, all of you who are working, we are all colleagues. Anytime if you think that the bosses like us, we are doing wrong, please do advise. Pick up the phone and just say, thank you so much for that. And another very big takeaway, anyone who finds his solace or, calling at social work can be a good leader. Thank you so much, sir, because when we talk to our student council, we see there's so many of them. They're so eager to serve. So thanks, sir, for coming over. And yes, each word is worth hanging to. And your time is so valuable. And thanks to Amrita ma'am, who, brought you here so close to us. Thank you, sir, once again. And anytime you're visiting Varanasi, invitation stands there. Please come and visit us in Banaras and bless all my children.
So Bharti ji, if I can just take a couple of minutes and thank you for doing such a great work, because you are grooming the future of the country, and you are giving such good values to the children. And I heard the questions from your students. It couldn't have happened if you did not have the best of the teachers, if you did not have the larger objective of grooming them to become good citizens first. And I must compliment you, Bharti ji. At the same time, I will do it other way around, that I will come to your institute to go to Varanasi, not other way around. And my cup of tea is due. ये virtual thing में मजा उतना नहीं आता है जितना हम लोग रूबरू बात करते हैं. And I am quite impressed with Sunbeam. It is my first interaction, and I would love to physically come and spend maybe half a day and learn. While I'm talking, in fact, the questions of the students and other faculty members and others also teaches you. So I'm grateful for this opportunity which Amrita ji and your institution has given for me also to learn, because learning has no full stop.
Thank you so much, sir. We are looking for more such leaders like you. If we want our country to change for good, we need leaders and leaders like you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. But as promised to Sakshi, she's typed her question. So I'm going to read it out, sir. Sir, as we all know, youth has a power to change the course of history. What role do you see the students playing post-COVID-19?
Oh, wow. Fantastic. First of all, COVID has taught you a lot of things, that how to look after nature. We had forgotten that we can do anything with the nature. And nature has proved that, I'm there. You are not above me. And COVID will give you more confidence to meet challenges. This was a big challenge. And every generation has some big challenge. Whether it was World War, whether it is other epidemic, kuch na kuch hota rehta. So Sakshi, out of this, I think COVID will give you confidence that, we have surpassed this challenge. So any challenge we need to surpass with intelligence. We need to plan things. We need to use our intellect and our past knowledge to come out of a situation. Your situations will keep on happening. There is no full stop of a situation. So you will come out more confident in life. And that is where you can change the course of history by you being confident.
So thank you so much. I can also see my chairman on the screen. He was listening to our conversations over Facebook. So this is Mr. Deepak Madhok. In fact, when you come over, you'll be very, very happy to meet both Mr. and Mrs. Madhok, and we'd love to spend some time with you, sir. He's our chairman. So over to you, sir, please, for your last notes. Yes. Sir, you'll have to unmute yourself, please. Deepak, sir. Sir, you'll have to unmute yourself, please.
Somebody has said a long time back that politicians, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, sir, you are.
Yeah. That politics is too serious. Politics is too serious a thing to be left to politicians. So everyone has to pitch in. I think that education has to somehow show the way, and more importance to teachers and educators and universities, like you very rightly said, to make some kind of think tanks and policies. So I'm looking forward to your visit to Varanasi, and obviously my mutual friend, our mutual friend Pramod Kapoorji, just keeps on telling me about you, and it will be a pleasure, an absolute pleasure, to receive you in person in Banaras, the city which is the center of the capital of culture, religion, and history. So thank you so much for the wonderful interaction. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, Deepak ji. I mean, your name suggests that you are lightening your institution and the people. आपका काम है रोशनी देना. आप दे रहे हैं बच्चों को, देश को. Magar, yes, it will be a pleasure to come and spend some time. And I agree with you that politics is too serious a business to be left to a politician. And I thought you were going to talk about Churchill. I can't repeat that on the public platform. When Churchill perhaps said, and I understand that you understand what I'm trying to tell you. Yes, that is why there has to be participation. and if the people participate in democracy, then only democracy becomes stronger. तो कहते हैं ना कि सुर मिले मेरा तुम्हारा तो सुर बने हमारा. And this participation is what is required. And I don't think so any politician or anybody can say, I know it all. And this bhavna ke humne kiya hai, I think we should get out of this. There is no individual who can really do unless and until the team does it. And we have a great team in the country as such. We have best of the minds. I have just no doubt about it. And our youngsters are so confident. Very confident youngsters. So आप कहीं भी जाओ, you look at the spellings. England में, America में is always the Indian guy. And it's amazing the kind of, they do the work in long spellings. How they do it, I don't know. But they're brightest of the minds. And we need to recognize talent. And one of the things Deepak ji's country is not recognizing talent. Otherwise, how do you have all this HCLs and Google and Facebook, all Indians? So we have the material in us. And Indian women, I salute our Indian mothers. You will not have any better. I mean, mothers are mothers, but the kind of sacrifice they can do for knowledge. So we have everything which a nation needs to build up. There is nothing lacking. All we need to do is just come together and understand that it's going to take time. It cannot happen tomorrow. And without being very critical about anybody, just build on a positive note, and we will do it. With you and I, and Amrita ji and Bharti ji, and all put together, is building of the nation, and that's a lot of joy in doing that. And indeed, I had a great pleasure in participating, and I assure you, I'll tell Pramod ji also to accompany, and we'll come to Varanasi.
Wow, wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you very much for accepting the invitation. It was an absolute pleasure listening to you. Thank you, and hope to have you over.
Amrita ji, I must thank the moderator. He really did a great job.
Aditya did a great
And not because he's from Bengal, but it so happens. No,
Thank you so
it
much.
was wonderful. He was very much audible and gave all the time to everybody. All the very best to you, and look forward to meeting you in person, all of you. It was great. It was like a family meeting. I must tell you that.
Right.
And I'm sorry if I have not been able to answer questions as clearly as one expected, but I tried whatever I could. But look forward to meeting all of you in person. Jai Hind.
It was amazing. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Jai Hind, sir. Thank you.
Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind, sir, for talking to us. Thank
Jai
you.
Hind, sir.
Jai Hind, Jai Hind, sir.
Thank you, and Jai Hind, sir.
Thank
Jai
you
Hind.
so much, sir. Jai
Jai
Hind.
Hind, sir.
Thank you,
care.
and Jai
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. And Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you and Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind, sir. Thank you, sir.
Jai sir. Jai ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Jai Hind, ma'am. Thank you.
Hello, Dinesh bhai. I really enjoyed the session.